Hello, it is early March. I ran the London Winter Run 10k about 2 weeks ago, just under, 10 days ago maybe. And exactly a week after I did the London Winter 10k last Sunday, I did the 10k 2 Sundays ago, so last Sunday, I decided to start looking at potentially doing the big half. And on Monday, I confirmed my entry. I'm gonna be running a half marathon. What? I don't quite know why. I'm a bit delusional, I think. I think my logic, I think I had two different pieces of logic. Even now I'm trying to still work it out. I really love the thought. This is such a silly thing because it's probably only 2 minutes of the big. So yeah, Tower Bridge is a big thing for me. And then the second thing is also kind of a superficial thing, which is just, I would love to be able to say, I've done a half marathon. I'd love to be able to say it. I wouldn't love to be able to do it. I don't want to do it. But also, if I don't do it this year, I just don't think I ever will. I feel like I'm halfway. I've done half the training already. And so I just need to double that, basically. Whereas if I don't do it now, then I'll maybe do 5Ks here and there just for fun outside. Fun, what are we talking about? But I'll never do long runs again. And for this, I'm really not expecting to run the whole thing. I'm very much expecting to stop and walk, and I'm gonna be okay with that. I am giving myself 6 months to train. So theoretically, that should be all right. But all I care about is getting over the finish line. Let's estimate for 3 hours, maybe 3.5. I just want to do it. I just want to be able to say I've done it. I literally don't even care if I run the whole thing. But my logic is Tower Bridge is just over halfway. So if I can run the 10k plus a little bit more to get over Tower Bridge, and I will have energy, I think, whilst I'm going over Tower Bridge, then if I walk even the rest, I think that would be okay. I wouldn't want to walk all the rest, but at least then I've ran over halfway and finished it. And my other logic is that realistically, what I see myself doing now in terms of training is at least one long run a week. And I can start my first long run at, call it 9 kilometers, and then just build up by 1 kilometer every week. And then it should take me, in theory, less than 3 months to do the 21k. And then I've got 3 months to improve and get better and stronger and faster and run more. And then obviously I'll do strength training and quicker runs and tempo runs, whatever they're called, intervals, hills maybe, even though I hate them. I'll find other things as well to do during the week. But that's kind of vaguely my plan. The only thing is we can't start right now because I mentioned before the 10k, a couple of days before the 10k, I had some pain in my left thigh. And then I think I mentioned after the run that it still hadn't gone away, even with a couple of days of rest. And realistically, it feels like it's got worse every day, even though I am resting, more or less, and I've not done any exercise. So I'm going to see someone tomorrow who specializes in running injuries, and hopefully they can sort of get me on the right track and also stop this from happening again. And the annoying thing is, it was very much in the thigh, and then a couple of days ago it sort of also went to the knee, and I think it's just because of how I'm walking, because walking hurts. And then yesterday it also went sort of down to my calf, which is really not fun. I don't want my whole left leg to be out of action. So that's gonna be step 1 in terms of preparing for a half marathon. Also, it's gonna be summer, it's gonna be warm, we're gonna have longer days, that's the only good thing. But even the day of the run itself could be very sunny and warm and hot, which I just don't love the thought of. I think in peak summer, I'll be doing my runs as close to sunset as possible, but at least we'll have lots of daylight, so that'll be good. So yeah, I'm gonna take you along on this journey again. I'll let you know what happens tomorrow, what's being said to me, and what I need to do. And then we will see where we go from there. All my cameras, I've literally exhausted all my, what did I just say? Batteries. I don't think I said batteries before, but all of them are beyond exhausted. They have died. So we're gonna end this here, and I will see you all very shortly, I hope, with some updates and plans. I can't believe I'm gonna run a half marathon. Who am I? I do think that's the limit. I think I'll do the half marathon and then more or less stop running distances. I might do 5Ks, as I said, but I can't imagine I will go beyond 21 because that's just too much. I feel like under 20 is still reasonable. 21 is kind of at a push, but you may as well do it to do the half marathon. But definitely above 20, it's just too much. Also, just the amount of time it takes. I'm gonna have to allow hours in a week for training. Hours, so many hours, so much more than for the 10K. Anyway, I've got no battery. I'll see you soon. Bye. Hello. I never ended up speaking about my physio appointment for my leg. That was a number of weeks ago now, although it did get pushed back. So I had to wait longer, which was obviously not ideal because I wanted to get better quicker. But the physio did say, as I suspected, that it was a muscle tear, but very, very small. I think it's called like first grade or first degree, I'm not sure, but it's a very, very small muscle tear. And he wasn't 100% sure if it was in the adductor, which is sort of the muscle that pulls the legs together, or if it was in the quad, which is like at the front of your leg. And those were the two places where I also didn't know if it was going to be. But he gave me some exercises, which I've more or less been doing diligently, except the last week because I've been working a lot. And I feel like it's better. I'm still doing the exercises, but I think I'm ready to dare starting to run. Minimal, but something. It is really interesting to me because I've not missed it one bit. I could happily never run again. But I know that the longer I don't run, the less motivated I am going to be to run. So I'm hoping that on Sunday I can...
What was that?
I think it was my gum from my bag, if my bag tipped. So I'm hoping that on Sunday I can do a very, very short run. I'm going to be strict with myself and only allow 20 minutes because even though what I'm hoping will happen is I'll feel like I'm capable of doing more and I'll be tempted to do more, I need to be strict with myself so I don't cause the injury to come back or whatever. So I'm really hoping that Sunday morning I can just go for it, give it a go and see how we feel, see how the leg is. And then hopefully also find the motivation for getting back into training and running. It's so warm. The last week has been so warm and it's only going to get warmer, I imagine, over the next few months until September. So not really looking forward to that at all, but at least it's good practice for the run itself because that will be, I imagine, still reasonably warm if this is anything to go by, which is a shame because I very much enjoyed my winter running and cold weather and all that. Although I do enjoy the thought of having evenings to run, being able to run after work. I'm looking forward to being able to do that. So yeah, we'll keep you updated on Sunday how it goes and, you know, how I fare. But I just wanted to let you know that that's the update for now, and I'll see you on Sunday. Bye. Hiya. I am hoping to go for my run tomorrow morning. So I have downloaded Strava because I had problems with Nike and I just didn't trust, especially after I did my 10K, I didn't trust that it was giving me the right information to help me train. So we're going to see if Strava's any better because everyone seems to use it. I've literally just downloaded it. I wasn't even sure if it was right because no one told me it was orange. But let's open it and create an account, I presume. Blah, blah, blah. I never know whether or not to let them personalize. Usually I would say no, although this says advertisements. But it also says analyses. Okay, fine. I just had to put in my date of birth, and the only reason I could tell that it was on the wrong month was because I know what day of the week I was born on, and I was like, I wasn't born on a Monday, and then I realised I was on the wrong month. We'll accept it for now, I think, maybe. Oh, running. Potentially walking, maybe. Maybe yoga, maybe. Maybe strength training, I don't know. Oh, no, I don't want this. How do I get away from this? Someone mentioned to me recently that they have Strava. I can't remember who. Oh, my friend in Holland. Can't really see the profile picture very clearly, but I think I've just added them or requested them. See, I wonder if I can connect my Fitbit. It does say Fitbit on there. That would be amazing. That would be game-changing. But it's dead at the moment. Will it let me do it later? Oh, I hope so. Oh, maybe just logging in? I'll charge it and see what happens. But I can also connect it with the thing itself on the app. All right, we shall see what happens with this. I'm a bit nervous about tomorrow. I hope it doesn't hurt. And I'm worried that it will, or that it will later. I really don't want it to. I want to just be able to properly start running again and just get started with my training. I really hope Strava will recognise my distances and speeds better because I just want to have a better picture going into the race. Oh, I actually did forget to mention that I am running for a charity again, so I don't know if I've got the page set up yet, but hopefully by the time this video goes out, I will. So I'll link it down below. It's for the Children's Heart Federation, which is actually a very important organisation to me personally and to my family, and it would really mean a lot if you could donate. So I'll leave the link below, and I will probably remind you in every video. Sorry. Hello, excuse the messy hair and everything. That run was awful. I hated it. First of all, it was warm, which is going to be a recurring problem, and I don't like it. Second of all, from the get-go, I was just like, I am out of breath. And I mentioned this a lot when I started off running 6 months ago. I found in the past that I wasn't necessarily achy. I didn't have problems with, you know, pain, but it was just my heart and my breath that I was struggling with. And that was very much the case today. I didn't feel any pain, which is good, although I am going to give myself a few days before I start running again because I want to see how my leg reacts. But I just could not breathe. I really was struggling to breathe. In the end, I did just under 3 kilometers in 20 minutes, so definitely a lot slower than my usual. I actually feel like the first kilometer was quite well. I don't know, I've never used Strava before. I'm not sure what it's going to show me. I realised halfway through that I should have also done the Nike app at the same time if I could, because then at least I'd have a backup. I need to give it a name, I don't know. Let me see, what was my last? Because for Nike I was just numbering them. But I did also have to walk a bit. That was the uphill stretch that I often have walked in the past. I just had to stop, but I did then run again for the final bit. Okay, so technically this is my 37th run, including the 10K. Just put that down there for now. This was training, I suppose. How did it feel? It felt awful, and I don't want anyone to see it. I'm glad there's an option for that because I don't want to share it with friends. Let's see the details. Okay, so the average tempo it says was 6:55, which is actually not terrible. If I'm under the 7, I'm happy. And it does recognise the inclination, which I'm very happy about. Can I see any other details? It actually has the full map. This hasn't always happened. So far, I'm very pleased. I wish it gave me a breakdown though. Oh, here we go. So the first kilometre was 6:10, second was 7, so I definitely did slow down. And then the third was 7:37, so I really, really did slow down. Oh, and it gives me a little map again of my speeds. At one point I did go 4:36, so that's pretty good. Let me show you. You can see the amount of down, especially towards the end. But listen, I did it. I did my first one, and we can only really go up from here, so that's good. I'm now going to shower and wash my very frizzy hair and put all this in the wash because I am sweaty. I feel like I'm more sweaty today than I have been after some of my much longer runs, but I guess because it's also warmer outside compared to when I was doing those longer runs. Maybe that's also why I was struggling more with my breath. I mean, I'm sure it's also the fact that I've taken a 6-week break, but the heat does really affect me. I don't like heat. And I also think I didn't sustain myself very well. My breakfast wasn't very, I don't know what the right word is, but I don't think I ate the right things before a run. And I kind of wish I'd left a little bit longer. I left exactly an hour, and I think I should have left an hour and a half. I just told myself I could do less because it was a shorter run, but my stomach didn't like it very much. Anyway, we're here, we did it, and I'm happy enough with that. I will, I think, end the video here, and I will see you in the next one. Bye! Hello, I just want to come on here post-shower to say as much as I hated the run, and as much as I still don't like running, that post-run shower does make everything feel worthwhile. It just feels so good. So I feel a little bit better now and more in the mood to run again. So that's good. Anyway, I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!